week that he passed away, Nina Walsh, his studio partner, called me and said, on Friday we finished an album of tracks that we'd made just purely to play A Love From Outer Space, and there's 12 tracks and they're all absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
And there's stacks and stacks of it. They've been working so hard for the last year, not done any more remixes, and really focused on, you know, producing their own stuff. And it really, like Justin said, is some of the most amazing work that he's ever done.
As we're having a party today, we have our barman. So it's going to be cocktails with sweep instead of cooking with sweep. And yeah, we're going to make mojitos. We're celebrating our long journey through the realisation of Phonox Nights, and therefore we'll be raising a toast, providing we can get this thing underway. Right, now what do we do here, sweep? So, we get the lime, alright, squeeze the lime, and then we have the mint. That'd be good, wouldn't it? Put the mint in, and I think we have to give this a bit of a belt. This is what he uses for bashing idiots. Right, nice one, sweet. Okay, and now a little bit of this. And now a dash of rum. And then we'll top it up with a bit of soda water. And here we have an expertly made mojito. Well, put the hammer down then. Give me the... Right. Look. There you go. We'll end on that. We'll end on this vision of sweep, very happy, as are we. And now for the party. There we go. Finish the touch. What's sweep? Welcome to the Cosmic Hutch.
Welcome to the Cosmic Hutch.
At the moment, there is a party going on.
There is. Cheers to that.
Cheers.
I blame it entirely on sweep.
We are blaming sweep. I have to point out that this is non-alcoholic mojito.
Mine isn't.
Nina's got the full blast sweep one. But yeah, we're having a party basically to celebrate.
Against all odds.
It's kind of like a game of whack-a-mole. And weirdly, our game of whack-a-mole that we have here, they all look like little shits.
Little turds.
How appropriate. The release, by the time you come to watch this...
Hopefully. This is pre-recorded, by the way, so anything can happen.
This is actually an idea that was born when I first came down to Dorset and... you know, started talking to Nina, and I heard about this mythical album that she'd done with Andrew, basically in the weeks, you know, before we sadly lost him. And at that point, it was untitled. It was just this beautiful body of work. And 18 months later, of vast expense to both pocket and brain, and we have this.
Et voila!
And it has to be said, I am totally honoured to have written old-fashioned on the back of the album type blurb that you used to get. Again, fortuitously, and it seems to have been the planets, the universe, and the stars guiding us through this, along with some people's behaviour. Always a good driving motor. And the other thing that we're really rather pleased about is this electronic sound. I know many of you out there in Cosmic Hutch land have already procured your copies. 20 pages with
of loveliness.
Yeah, with a classic photo that, I mean, I really have to thank Push, the editor of Electronic Sound, on this one. Also, Neil Mason, who was on the staff at the mag for about 10 years that I worked there, he interviewed 3 key people in Andrew's early career, which were Anna Haig, singer in Boca Juniors, Nina's best friend from school days, who I'm having enormous...
Slight weirdo.
I am having so much fun writing. I'm still writing Nina's biography, and I've written 3 whole chapters on childhood and school antics with Anna. She's in there. Jags, the mighty engineer who's on all those classics in the early 90s, from Smoke Belch and Wilmot to our Sugar Daddy. You know, he also, let's not forget, did a spectacular stratospheric remix of Borderland, which has been sweeping the clubs, and also swept Combinanza. Thank you, David Holmes.
Thank you, David Holmes.
And then there's an extract from the book, and we went with When Nina Met Andrew because it provided a good bookend in the end, because it's very hard to get people to talk from the middle point of Andrew's career. So the idea in the end became a bookend. You've got the very early days, and then you've got the final part, the last 6 years that Nina and Andrew were working at Facility 4. And that is what produced this.
Phonox Nights.
Yeah, so...
which will hopefully be coming out tomorrow.
And this is you working with Michael Smith, who was a Faber. He was on Faber, and Andrew at that time was the artist in residence.
He was. He wasn't quite sure what that entailed.
What that meant.
But apparently he was very good at it, according to Michael.
Well, I do have to actually add that Michael is the 3rd person who agreed to be interviewed for Electronic Sound. He's written a lovely introduction for part 2 of the book, which is the bit that runs right up until the present day. Mm-hmm. Well, watching the footage, I mean, it's a very rare insight.
Now, Michael, in my edition, Lost in London in chapter 6, what have you done? Have you split that into 2? Split one up. Have you? Alright. This is episode 1. Right. I'm nervous. Number 1 is the first track we did. There is actually a frequency in there that cities have. They give off certain frequencies. I don't know the science of it.
It's that sense of even when it's quiet. It's vastness.
Of course, there's things echoing off buildings. And there's also the sort of sound I used to like when I took acid. Everyone would go like, oh, you've got to listen to like insert name of vaguely psychedelic band here. But I was quite happy. I'd always go and sit near the airing cupboard where there was just or near the
I put the washing on.
And it's the same visually as well. You know, people would go like, oh, this would be great if you were tripping, and show you some Grateful Dead poster. But it's like I would happily sit and look at that for 2 hours, listening to the sound of an electric water heater. It's the one with your acoustic guitar in it.
I know, we really need to read it.
There you go.
So
this is This is it's called Bells of Shoreditch, the chapter in that.
This is where I give up like Dracula.
Yeah. When I was living, I remember once having a particularly splendid sort of 3 or 4 days, and I eventually crashed out. And I woke up. I'd left the radio on, left it on residence radio, and I woke up and I was in a proper state. I really thought I was on the way out. I was really deep. And I was like, you know, if there's anyone up there, I'll never do this again.
Sorry.
You know what I mean? I'm serious. I know I've said this before, and everything coming out of the radio was in reverse. That's why, fuck. I properly thought I was losing my mind, and sort of lay there for a couple of minutes, and it was still going. I was like, everything will be all right in a minute. And luckily it finished, and the announcer went, that was the DJ Reverso show on Resonance. It was actually a radio show. There was a guy called DJ Reverso that played his whole show backwards. Really thought I'd lost my mind. And this is episode 3, yeah.
Was it you telling me that?
That's got to be the final, it's got to be the last track, isn't it?
It's gorgeous, man. Yeah, no, that has got last track written all over.
Right, do you want to get some theory books and then we'll set up some,
Yes,
I
yeah.
say we, Nina will set up
I'm just saying.
That's
I
kind
like
of
it
weird.
up to a point.
Well, even the kind of on the surface kind of up disco records are weird. They're in minor keys. I think, I think that's what gives them that kind of wistful edge to them. To disco music that a lot of people you kind of miss. It was only when someone pointed out to me that I kind of sort of realised.
Out here in the perimeter, there are no stars. Can you hear me in there? Okie dokie. Yeah, it's nice. Yeah. When the sun gets low above the estuary, glowing against the fishermen's huts and the flat walls of the winding alleys, and the same hazy glow lingers round the Isle of Sheppey in the distance, I'm caught with a strange and familiar sensation of wishing I could be in all of these places at once, that I could know them all. Where's the track again? I can't remember what I was...
Okay.
It's the one with the acoustic guitar.
It's quite long, this one.
Oh,
so...
the acoustic one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, hang on.
When you first said this, you were on about Little Mick and waking up with, you know, a hangover and missing a day. Yeah, I mean, because there's a big kind of dark breakdown bit, so maybe just keep going, whatever's coming to mind.
Aye. A mutant superbug recolonising the inner city wastes. Shoreditch's where the creative and the corporate collide. It's the growth industry the whole area is based on. Is this working or is this too wordy?
No, it's alright, carry on.
Keep going.
Yeah, might as well carry on to the end of the track. You know, maybe we can cut out, we don't have to use loads on it.
Yeah.
We could just use a couple of those lines and those dark bits, you know, about... does anyone remember Gary's Bar? And that's kind of good. And have that and then just have a bit about waking up with a hangover and like Dracula in the sun.
Hang on, we've gone on to a nice track now though. It's gone all nice.
That's what it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, sorry.
Oh, that's the funeral one.
Yeah,
gets
we're
horrible.
messing with your mind.
I know you are.
See what I've done? I've lulled you in.
Full sense of security.
That's what everyone's going to think. Oh, this is nice. And then you're going to start talking about bottle green funerals. And...
Fortunately, Andrew, I can't hear you.
Let me just have a quick listen. Are we dark enough yet?
I just think so. It goes for it. Right, see what it's like from there. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
From the vocally bits.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want it from the beginning of the vocally bits?
That singular green was the theme of the funeral. The men dressed in black suits, but the women wore black and bottle green. Bottle green nail varnish, bottle green eyeliner.
Once more with feeling.
Once more with feeling, says Andrew.
I dreamed that old doorway was mobbed like it had been the day before, but somebody forced it open, and I woke up with a fading image of all the old crowd rushing the Italian waiters and piling up that murky bottle green stairway to the home we may not have.
Yeah, that's good. It's different vocal effects might work for different tracks. Will that
Just
be?
imagine.
We can go the comedy route if you like. Do you want to go in there and go, oh, in the background? We can do that, we can do comedy sound effects.
Welcome to my fist of fun.
Love that. Do they really have these peasants in Norfolk? Big vats of the fucking thing.
Ding ding, round two. The Thames is a sea, an eternal sea. The sea where little England meets the brave wide world. Old Father Thames like old Father Time. Our lives are just eddies in its slow, stately flow. And generations of us come and go, searching for this funny kind of life we look for and find in London. Well, it's been a pleasure working with you guys. And
I'm filling up! That was great, that really worked.
Yeah, it was lovely.
That's another one where you could keep it quite wordy and it wouldn't, you know, it's not...
Yeah.
If we just... The first 4 tracks we kind of make it more sporadic, but on those last 2 I think we can
Right.
tell the whole
yeah,
story.
man.
Yeah, definitely. That sounds lovely.
I was loving that, like, actually. I loved reading it.
Yeah, no, you can tell, yeah.
So let's start with how's about how you made the album.
Our vision, Andrew, because we used the Phonox Function 1 sound system as our main reference point, Andrew wanted this album to give a nod to both Alphos and Phonox, which I have tried my best to do against all resistance, which seems to be quite consistent. But it's there, the disco ball's there, the blindfold's there. I tried to get as many people involved, but they were too busy. I've done my best. It's what I said to Eric when he asked me to promise him to do something with his music. I'll do my best. Andrew, I've done my best. To not fulfill Andrew's vision for this, trust me, would have been a fuck of a lot easier. I could have called it something else. I could have pretended it was all me, which is what certain elements would rather I had have done. But it's cost me a small fortune, and here we are. It's coming out, hopefully.
I think this actually sums you up in the way that a lot of people would have just been told in a stern voice, and I'm writing a book about this lady at the moment. I know her very well, and even from an early age, you know, she would not take any shit from no one, and instead she practically she's paid to keep Andrew's name on the album and his dream.
I haven't paid yet, so it may require
Well,
a
you know,
crowdfunder at some point, making
you
sure Andrew is credited where credit is due.
But not many people would do that. Well, it would be good if we could actually have the launch party at Phonox.
Well, that was the plan, and it was confirmed. I'm really sorry, DJs. I know you were confirmed.
I'm sorry,
it was
general
going to
public.
be a lovely party.
I have to invoke the phrase spineless toadies. Now, the album's notable for Andrew really coming into his own, adding keyboard lines and things to the tracks, or the one more elephant.
One more elephant or one more element. He'd learnt this bit of software that I knew he would eventually get his head around, and so his head had a little bit more space for other things, and he could hear that there were certain elements or elephants that were required for us to declare print, which is what he would announce once the track was ready to render. Or sometimes it would be put it in the blender. And they would normally be sort of 2 or 3, sometimes 4 note keyboard lines, pads, textures. So I would set him up with a keyboard, a sound that he liked, and then I would record it, and then I would find the best bit, make sure it was absolutely in time, and then bring it back into the other page, which was the software that he could use, so he could insert as he desired, and that's what he did. So there's actually quite a bit of Andrew playing keyboard on this album, which is the first album where he had the headspace to do this, and they kind of cemented the tracks as finished. We knew it was a good album.
Yeah.
We knew we had something really special.
Yeah.
And that's why we wanted to do it ourselves in the way that we always have done over the years.
Yeah.
We're the pair of us are serial record label runners, and that's why we decided, right, let's get a distributor and let's go old school, the way that we know best.
It was unusual for you two to have a theme, you know, the Phonox kind of. It was
unique. It was unique for us to have a theme. We never had any
plan
to anything that we did. So we just carried on doing it because it was good fun.
You could see this as your concept album.
Oh, stop it! That's a bit prog, isn't it?
Yeah.
The very last track we did was Gates of the South. That was my last memory of the studio at Facility 4 that day. And then the next day we were scheduled to go to a meeting with K7 to finalise the Facility 4 K7 label deal that we were doing with our distributors. Andrew couldn't make it, so I went on my own and phoned him from the meeting, and as he said, don't worry, Nina's taking care of business. And the rest is history.
After this album, as Bugs Bunny used to say at the end, that's it, folks. And
sadly, yeah.
Very sad, you know, the vault will shut.
My mental health can't actually take any more of this shit.
We did say Secret Knowledge were going to be in this episode, but obviously it's developed into a bit of a party. So
Wanda's coming to the Christmas party.
The Christmas party.
But for now, here's a beautiful moment.
Oh, little rabbit, soft and cuddly. Oh, little rabbit, how I love thee.
You had quite an interesting dog walk too with Binky and Bobo, so we thought you'd never really seen that.
Forgot all about that.
Yeah.
Well, I attempted what's known as canicross, and I even bought a canicross lead, which goes around the waist and then has 2 canicross leads come off it, and you had to try and find 2 well-matched dogs, which I couldn't quite find. I improvised. And here's the results. It's a bit of an experiment. 2 completely mismatched dogs on a double canicross lead. Wish me luck. Here we go. And Pinky's in the lead. I thought you'd be pulling Pinky. But Pinky's actually pulling you, Bobo. Should we go this way? Come on, let's go this way. Right, okay, that's Pinky's keen. Oh dear. Oh, Bobo. Come on then. I have a quiet word with you, Bobo. Right, you have to be the leader, okay? You're supposed to be leading Binky. So should we go? Huh? Is there a negotiation room? No. Right, where should we go? Come on then, let's go. Let's go. Oh, Bobo. Oh, there's Bobo. There's Bobo. She's definitely not into this. Right, okay. Let me get the collar back on you, Bobo. There's no way she's canny crossing. I think she just wants to go back to the fire.
I think we should have a toast, since we're having a party. And here is to Andrew.
Andrew.
I think you'll like it, and I think you might find all this quite amusing in the face of such adversity.